And good afternoon. My name is Ryan Belmore. It is Wednesday, October 29th. Mr. Frank Prozich joins me. Frank, how are you?
Fine. How are you, Ryan?
Good. My mouse died as soon as I hit start. So I was running around finding batteries, which I'm surprised.
Well, you need to feed the mice.
That's it. We are here. It is Wednesday, October 29th. It is the final Wednesday of the month. I could not believe it. This morning, I had to email all the participants of this call and go, oh my word, how are we all the way at the end of October already? And when, to be honest, I should have been counting down the days, hours, and minutes until this conversation, because it is always such a joy when Newport School Superintendent Colleen Jermain joins us. How are you?
Oh, very well, thanks. What a nice thing to say. Thank you, Ryan.
That's it for 7 months. So,
okay.
All right.
Yep. So 244 days to go.
For me?
For you.
Oh. I'm like, it's not Christmas. I'm like, what's he talking about?
Speaking of counting down the days,
we're putting Christmas off a little bit.
Oh, I haven't even thought about that. But all right, now I know.
Yeah, well, we might as well get the cat out of the bag right out of the start here. And there was an announcement a couple of weeks ago, and people probably want to hear it right from your mouth. Tell us, the decision you made and why you made it and why now is the right time.
Okay, so in October, it's just so funny how life works out. So in October, in my amendment for 2023 contract, there was a line in it about notification. And the notification had always been in December. And I didn't like that because of going through the holidays. And I didn't have much more to ask about or talk about. So I said, hey, can we move it to October? And lo and behold, guess who does the notification in October? It's like, guess what? And I just felt that now was the time. It's been 12. It's going to be 12 plus years. Been through a lot of different things in the district. We've done a lot of great work. We have the new facilities. Rogers High School is built. It's an amazing building. There's so many positives going on. I'm just in awe of what's going on as far as the teaching and learning and the common spaces, all of the rest. And I just felt, now's the time. Change is good. I'm looking forward to new adventures. So for the audience, I did give notification that I'm going to step down as superintendent of Newport Public Schools. So that's my notification.
I want to be sure about one thing, Colleen. It wasn't anything I said, was it?
Because
no. I just heard. No. So I deal with 3 other superintendents down around the Wesley area, with the superintendent from Stonington and from Wesley and from Charahoe. And what do I learn this week? That Mary Ann Butler in Stonington is stepping down.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. Oh, so that's new news.
I'm hopeful it has nothing to do with me. That's all.
Yeah, but yes. Let's hope Mark and Gina hold on.
Well, I'm going to step down from this conversation and let you two chat. How's that sound?
All right. Thank you. Take care, Ryan.
Colleen, I'm going to just stick on this for a minute because 12 years plus is a lot. And I was reading reading from a podcast, the transcript of Harvard EdCast from maybe a year or two ago. And I was struck by just the opening line, the introduction to this from Jill Anderson. Being a superintendent is arguably the most challenging, one of the most challenging jobs in education. I would argue that it's probably the most challenging job in education. Mm-hmm. It's also becoming increasingly unsustainable. Lindsay Wharton says we need to redefine the role of superintendents if we are to attract, support, and retain leaders. She's president of the Holdsworth Center, a nonprofit focused on leadership development. And then it goes on from there. And I've looked at the superintendents. I feel that I've been really privileged with the superintendents I've dealt with, because you all, I think, are doing excellent work in an incredibly trying time. You have huge constituencies, from the students to the faculty, the parents to the councils, to individuals in the community who have no connection to the schools, and beyond that, with really no control over your finances. And I presume the stress level is really tough. And I guess it's all leading up to maybe a broader question. Last year, we had a number of superintendents who resigned or retired. Lincoln, East Greenwich, Tiverton, I believe Warwick, Pawtucket, and maybe more.
Barrington.
And when I saw Mary Ann's, I heard about her resignation the other day, it just led me to question whether or not we're going through just another wave of superintendents who may be leaving. Yourself, Mary Ann, and I don't know about any others. Do you hear anything out there?
No, not yet. And I have to say, my announcement is comparatively early. So, you may hear others. I know Johnston, I know that Superintendent Bernie. I believe, I think this is his last year. He announced, I think before me, I think he announced in the spring. So Johnston will be leaving. I'm not really aware of others at this moment, but it's really, I think in the next 60 to 90 days, you'll hear more. It's usually around the holidays.
So what is it in your instance, in your situation, and in others that that really precipitates your looking for the next adventure?
I think, for me, it was, I wanted, believe it or not, I wanted more. And I'm looking for other adventures. I'm looking to explore other options. Options have been presented to me in the past. Who knows if they'll be presented now or in the future. And I just felt it was very, very important for me to stay. And I had to see through this building project. It's, the taxpayers of Newport voted for a large bond. And it's just so critical to a community. Your schools are your community. And I felt I live here, I grew up here, I'll be here probably for the rest of my existence on the planet. This will always be home. And I just felt it was very, very important. I also felt there was a connection between the past and the future, in the sense of knowing what Rogers High School, knowing what the Newport Public School System was at one point in time, way back, and where we are now. Because as I stepped into this role, one of the most important things for me was to make sure that everyone in our community knew who our children were. And I don't believe they did when I arrived, because I think a lot of the people looked at me and thought I exemplified what Newport Public School kids look like, and I don't. And I think that's a big shift, not only here in Newport, but it's a shift across the entire country. We are very lucky and blessed to have so many families that now live in Newport. And at the same time, we have a lot of instructional challenges as far as making sure we meet the needs of all those students. So I thought that first and foremost was the most important thing. And, it's just, education is great. You don't get into it, let's face it, for the money. You get into it because of the future, the children, and you just want to contribute and be there for others. And so, Newport is a very special place, and it will always be a very special place to me. And I just felt it was important for me to be here. And now's the time that the new high school is here. So there's kind of a real opportunity for, I'll say, change, in the sense of now we're going into our next phase of the Newport Public School System. We've got a brand new facility in Pell. We put on that addition, which when I arrived, if you recall, I had several classrooms that were, too many children, 30-something children. We didn't have enough room in that new building. And before I was even through, by June of 2014, my first year, I had to move all the preschool children out of that brand new sparkling building. And our friends in Middletown helped out, and the children moved into JFK. And so we went through about 6 years with them over there in JFK. And then we had the challenges of the facility here at Rogers. And we were going through, identifying the needs here, finding out how much work we really needed to do. We couldn't do any more, Band-Aids and patches And now was the time we needed to, get that new building up and for our children in the future. So that came up as well. And then we ran into just the world in general. We ran into COVID. We ran into a lot of other things, day-to-day activities, and just we had a lot of great, and we still do have a lot of great bright spots, and we had a lot of challenges. And I just feel that now's the time for me to kind of take a step back. As I said that evening when I made my announcements, I'm always going to be here. I'm just around the corner. I'm not going anywhere. And I look forward to see all the great things coming for the Newport Public Schools. So I don't know did I answer your question there?
No, that was good. And we'll have a lot of time to explore what's next, and also to really talk about those things that you felt were some of the greatest accomplishments over your time as superintendent. One of them, obviously, being taking Rogers High School from being the last in last to first in terms of physical structure. That's quite an accomplishment. But we'll be able to talk about that certainly at length. But
way down the road, we have plenty of time, and it's always a team effort. It's not one person. It's always a team effort.
But there's always a leader. There's always got to be somebody that it's hard to have troops out there, and they need somebody to help them with direction and with inspiration. And that's what I find happens with a lot of superintendents. The ones that I deal with, all of them provide a level of inspiration for the people who work for them. And as a result, they excel beyond what you would expect.
Well, layering it on this morning, this afternoon, layering it on. Jeez. It's gonna be able to float.
I know, really, Frank.
Imagine, Ryan, if you built the school.
I was just writing her an offer for after if she wanted to be an education correspondent in case.
Wouldn't that be great?
There you go. Love it.
The pay is not quite what you're getting as superintendent.
Yeah.
But that would be absolutely terrific. I do want to spin off of some of this, though, and you talk about fairness and whatever. I'm always troubled by the fact that the Rhode Island Department of Education seems to have a standard, which is the SAT scores, of how they measure how well a school system is doing, not recognizing that every school system is unique. The students, the pupils, I learned from Theodore Bernstein, once they reach high school, they're students, but when they're in elementary school, they're pupils. And so he was a great book editor of the New York Times. But the fairness of applying that one standard when frankly, for a lot of the kids, and I think in Newport, and I think of, you have a lot of MLL students, you have kids who are going under a lot of challenges. You have, for some of them, it's about feeling safe in school and having the ability to be able to deal with some of the basics. Am I off base with that, with the SATs?
Well, the SAT, PSAT, the RICAS scores, all of those things, they are the benchmarks that the Rhode Island Department of Ed uses for federal reporting. So they have to set a standard as far as what they're going to report to the federal government and how they're measuring progress in education. Excuse me. So they have, I'll say, I don't think they have a long list of different tools they can select. They did, dive into attendance. They dive into different things such as suspensions, climate and culture of a school. It does, and it's very clear. There's an inverse relationship, if you look at it, between the social SES, social economic status of a community, and usually the test scores. You can literally take the test scores and start up here with Barrington, East Greenwich, those schools. Take the poverty, everything else, and all you have to do is flip it like this, and we'll match. So it is a direct inverse relationship. The other thing for Newport, and at our recent Data in the Backyard that the Kids Count sponsors for the Newport County area down here, we did go through how Newport probably should be considered a core city. And for the audience, what it is we have suburban, outside core ring, And then we have core cities. And those core cities are usually the cities that have poverty as one of their indicators. They have social economic status as it. The demographics are sometimes that. But if you look at the health, you look at childbirth, all of those things. And if you look at those, always when we look at ratings, whether it's attendance, whether it's food stamps, health and well-being of families, whether it's healthcare, you look at those, and if it's not the 4 core cities, and I believe it's Providence, Pawtucket, Woonsocket, and Central Falls, Newport is the 4th if all 4 of those are not in it. Newport's the one that usually kicks out another one. So that conversation, I've been having that with the Department of Ed for about 6 years, because there are a lot of special considerations for core cities, and funding is one of them in some cases, and in other cases it's opportunities. So I'm hoping that people really pay attention to the data and see the trending that's going on. Housing, available housing is another one.
I believe funding, and I may be wrong, some of it is based upon like the median house price in a community. I believe, I'm not sure.
That ties into the funding formula. What they do is
the median house price in Newport is $1 million, because you have your mansions and you have your other, and the same thing happens in Westerly, where you have Watch Hill and you have your other. So the median house price is higher. So does Newport lose out on certain funding because of that?
Newport, yes. If you look at the funding formula and what happens, we do get kicked out of some funding opportunities because of that. Excuse me, sorry. Getting a little cold, I think, here.
You know, I think it's allergies at this time of year.
I don't usually have that situation.
Awful.
Yeah. So what's happening is that Newport does get kicked out of some of those opportunities, and in the formula itself, because of the population. And a good example is the housing aid reimbursement. Housing aid reimbursement, we're only eligible to, I think now it's, in the school building project, it's 52%. But in a regular housing aid formula, I think it's up to 37%, where you have other districts that may get up as much as 40, 50, 55% reimbursement. Newport does not, because of the overall wealth, supposedly, of its property. And you're correct. The mansions, all those things play into the value of the property.
I want to jump to the issue at hand today, and that's the SNAP program. We have the potential of this ending, or at least on pause, come the end of this week. How does that impact the schools, and are we doing anything to try and recover from what may happen federally?
Okay, so we're working with our community partners. We're very fortunate at the elementary level with EBCAP. We send home on the weekends, we send home food backpacks. We'll be sending home most likely more at this point in time. We also have in our kitchens here, we have some, we call them share tables, etc. And this is food that, hasn't been spoiled, or maybe students took some bags of food and things like that. And we have those in all 3 of our schools. We make those available to our students. We have also anything we can do to help support the MLK and our families. We're staying in touch with each other as far as what we need to do to help support the families. So if necessary, we'll increase those backpacks that go home. We also have a program here over at the high school called Jean's Closet, in which we'll reinstate our food deliveries so that we can start sending home our high school students with backpacks. Thompson also has a backpack program where they can bring food home for the weekend. So we do this typically during snowstorms. We'll build up, and we know if bad weather's coming, but we're going to be ramping it up now due to this.
Does the SNAP program have anything to do with the free and reduced breakfast and lunch programs?
Yes, there is a link between that. Yes, because all the data that qualifies our families for SNAP also qualifies them for food, free and reduced lunch. But in Newport, we already went to a community grant. It's a community block grant. So all our schools right now, our meals are free for our students, and we serve breakfast, lunch, and supper for our students. Literally here at Rogers High School, the buses start rolling in around 5:07, and the last students on most of the days at around 7:00, 7:30 leave then. So we have students here. Plus, right when they get out of school at 2:30, at 2:00, they're all going to the kitchen again. They're going through the line. They're getting their snacks. They're getting food. And in today's world, around 5:30, 6:00, we have a lot of what's it called? DoorDash and others, and the pizza place wind up at the front door for some of our students that are here for after school clubs, etc. So we have a lot of things like that going on.
So the situation with the SNAP program will not affect the free and reduced lunch program.
Not at this time. No.
And I just want to note that I saw a thing from the MLK Center asking for donations and help.
Yeah.
What I've heard and what I've learned is that these food pantries are meant to really supplement other programs, and the federal government already cut back the Rhode Island Food Bank substantially by 500,000 pounds of food a year. That food then gets sold back for a minimal amount back to the food pantry. So there's already been that kind of pressure on the food pantries. And then I think the Rhode Island Foundation has put $1 million into programs. I forget how much for Rhode Island Food Bank, but also to some other programs as well.
Wow.
But people are scrambling.
Yeah.
I know that Senator Victoria Gu from the Wesley area and some other people are holding a food drive come this weekend. So hopefully people get around and do that. It's just really important, because without the food, the impact on kids and learning is immense.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes. You can't learn if you're hungry. That's not what's on your mind.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that people in Washington come to their right minds and resolve this situation. There is a contingency fund. All they have to do is use it, and that can help resolve it a little bit.
Yeah,
Hey, Frank,
crossed.
since you brought up MLK Center,
Yeah.
they've been emailing me, and they're getting a lot of requests of when their food pantry is open. So I just want to take this opportunity. It is on the screen if you happen to be listening, not watching. It's also available on whatsupnip.com. We've been trying to spread the word. 10 to 2 Monday, 12 to 3 Tuesday, 10 to 2 Wednesday, 12 to 3 Thursday, 10 to 2 Friday, and 4 to 6 on Wednesday evenings. And then perhaps if you don't need the services, but you can help in some way, there are, once I get there are certain ways you can help. You can donate non-perishable food and toiletry items, and you can also give cash donations, all sorts of things, all available. But now is certainly the time. Newport is such a great community about helping when the community needs it, and the MLK Center needs it. They tell us and ask when they need help. So now's the time to help them out. So just wanted to jump in there.
Crazy thing I always suggest to people, when you go to the supermarket and you say you can buy 2 for the price of 1, and you figure, I don't need that other one, get it and donate it. That would be helpful. That would.
A good idea. Very good idea.
So let me jump to a few other things as we only have a few minutes left. Any problems with ICE? Any families that have run into situations?
No, we haven't had any problems, and they've never visited our schools, so we're okay there. We're in good shape.
The attendance, how are we doing with attendance?
We're doing much better. It's getting better, especially over here at the high school. It is improving, and we'll just keep encouraging all our students to continue to come to school. And we'll keep that at the forefront. We are encouraging parents and guardians. One of the most important things to do is to talk to your children about school. What happened at school today? How's it going? What's your favorite class? I have encouraged parents and guardians every day to try to strike up a conversation, and don't be shocked if they don't answer you. It's a consistent thing you have to do every day. I'm out here every morning with Principal Vance when the buses arrive, and first 2 weeks we're like, good morning, how you doing? Happy Monday. At the beginning, you didn't get a word. Now you get, hi, how you doing? Oh, we're doing great. So it's just constant reminders and talking with our students, engaging with them. Let them know you want to know what's going on. And I think with parents and guardians, they will open up. It just takes time. So I encourage everyone to do that. That's a good thing.
We're almost 2 months into the new Rogers. Any wrinkles? Any observations? Is the atmosphere better? Are kids excited about being in school?
Oh, the kids are still excited about being in school. We just had our huge mural put up over this weekend. It's great. I don't know if I can walk you out there and show you, but you'll see we're getting ready for dismissal as you see the bodies moving around. But we have that. We still have our punch list. We still have things we have to address. The demolition is moving forward. That will be ongoing through probably March or April. Parking, to your point, anything different? I think it's kind of like we're not, turning the situation into lemons into lemonade in the sense of parking situation. We are tight in the staff parking lot, and we still just finished the student parking lot, which we thought was going to be the student parking lot on the old Fort side. And our students are still parking on Wickham on the grass. Dean John Hano, and Principal Vance are doing a great job as far as teaching our young people how to park on a grass lot. And also at the end of the day, we're out there dismissing them onto Wickham Avenue. So we're thinking we're going to try to keep the senior class, and this is all, this is not facts, everyone. We're thinking about this. We'll keep the seniors on Wickham, and we're going to put the underclassmen in the back right here of the north lot, which is a change from what we originally thought. We thought we'd be using the old Fort lot down at the end, but we think we might be able to have the kids closer to the school building and maybe help alleviate some of the staff parking. Parent drop off and pickup, we're going to keep where we have now. That keeps our parents and their cars completely separate from the buses. We were going to have them come up halfway on the loop. Anyways, those logistics, we're starting to rethink those, especially after we were at Pell and we had buses and cars in the beginning. When I first arrived, they were mixed, and that was not a good or safe situation in the sense of there was a better way. And now we have a bus loop over at Pell. So that's some of the things we're thinking about. We've had a few things here and there we're tweaking. And our team of Gilbane, Downs, and Slam have been wonderful. And we continue every day looking at that punch list, knowing that we're going to be, and that's my plug that just came out, knowing that we're going to be looking at more of our landscape. We have benches that people have donated to the school that has memorabilia, that have plaques on them. And we have some trees that will be coming in very shortly. So this is, there's a lot going on every day. We still have our construction day meetings on Wednesdays. So that's still underway as well.
Fully staffed?
Oh yeah, we're fully staffed at all our buildings. And let's see, yep. Everything's fine there. We do have some teachers on emergency certification, and that had to do with our settlement in December. So we still have that. We are continuing the grade 5 discussions. The school committee a month ago asked that the administration work with the public, some school committee members, and hold sessions about should we move grade 5 to Pell Elementary School. grade 5 has never been in Pell Elementary School, but we thought with declining enrollment and the fact that our curriculum is K through 5, we thought this might be a nice time to take a look at whether we could keep grade 5, put grade 5 at Pell Elementary and keep the present fourth graders there another year. That will reduce the population at Thompson to a 6-8 with approximately a little over 300 students. It would also increase the present Pell Elementary population, up to, I think right now they're at 650. They might be at close to 700, but we have had as many as 900 students in that class, in that building, and that was before we had the building addition that we recently put on 2 or 3 years ago. So that discussion is going on. We will continue those sessions. Those are on Monday. Our next one's next Monday night. And we've been looking at surveys. We're going to have a guest speaker on, come visit, talk about education, what might be more age appropriate. How does it impact social emotional? How does it impact academics, financials, logistics, operations? So we're gathering all that information, and we're hoping in the November meeting that we will be able to come to some recommendation to give to the school committee for the December meeting. We're not going to, say this is the one we want, or this is, say this is it. We're just going to say, based upon what we've learned, these are the facts, and we're thinking it might be good either to put grade 5 at Pell or not. But at the end of the day, it's going to be the school committee that's going to make that decision. So that's been keeping a lot of us busy. We just had our health and wellness meeting last night. And last night we went over our self-assessment, and we're doing pretty well in a lot of areas as far as especially the food, according to the students as well. So we're doing that. Let's see, our art program's flourishing, music program. The students from Shimoda just left. They arrived on Thursday night. So I had a busy weekend with the mayor and everyone else, and 3 of our families hosted the students from Shimoda, Japan. The superintendent of Shimoda came. It was great.
How many kids did they bring?
They just brought 4, 3 girls and 1.
Connor Spinney, please come to the front office. Connor.
It's okay.
That's for you, Ryan. Go to the front office.
I know they were calling me. Kathy Nash is calling me.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there. And let me see. So it was a really great weekend. We all agreed we have to somehow get at least Grant, Ruby, and Charlotte, the 3 students that were with our Shimoda students, get them, see if we can, when the city council goes over there for the Sister City program, we can get 3 of our students at least over there to visit. So we did that in the beginning when I arrived. We were able to get private funds, and we were able to get some grants for our students to visit, like Shimoda, Italy, and some other, and those kind of experiences really, really change a young person's perspective. And it just literally opens up the world to them. So I'm very excited about that. And I hope we can get something together for the children for that.
I just wanted an update or look for an update if there is any. Are merger talks dead between Middletown and Newport?
Oh, no, that's back on the table too. There's a lot of things going on. Yes, that's back on the table. The city, their town council voted 7-0 to at least talk with the Newport group about regionalization. I'm not quite sure because I don't work in Middletown, but I'm not quite sure where the Middletown School Committee is. I know here in Newport, the Newport School Committee and some members of the council are in favor of that. And I've said from the beginning, I know people say it's not about the money. I do believe it is about the money. You can't have programs, you can't do certain things if you don't have some kind of funding. So unless we get that straightened out, we're we're going to have a very difficult time continuing to fund public education the way we do now. It's just not sustainable. And it's too dependent upon, in at least Rhode Island, property taxes, etc. So
what's the next step then in terms of any of these merger talks?
they're supposed to hold a public meeting. The date has not been set.
Interesting. Just one quick note, and then I'm done. It's interesting when you mentioned about declining enrollment. Do you know that Rhode Island is only one of 11 states in which its 18 and under population is smaller than its 65 and over population?
Yes. I am aware of that because Newport, I believe, has the highest per capita of senior citizens, retired people.
I remember that during COVID that Rhode Island had the second highest over 65 population, I think, in the country. I believe that was Governor Raimondo quote at one point. Probably second.
Florida.
Probably Florida. Yeah.
Yeah. And Newport, I know because of funding, fixed incomes, and all those other things, that is something as far as our population as well, as far as how we support, taxes and public education and all the services. So that's something we all need to think about as well. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to unplug and see if I can get you. Okay, so you're coming with me.
I love these field trips.
Yeah, let me see if I can give her a better. I'll get her there.
And okay. So can you see the mural?
Yeah, we can see it. Look at that.
There it is.
Great.
That covers a large portion of one of our walls. And I think I showed you this one the last time. This is from James Baker, class of 51. He's an international artist, former professor up at RISD. He provided that to us.
Very neat.
And then down below, you can see it's after school, and some of our students are here for the rest of the afternoon, and they will be going to their clubs, going to their practices, and all of the above. I got to find my room again. And this, have you seen our hallways?
Colleen, I know your next profession, a tour guide.
Tour guide. There you go. But I would
Colleen, she's going to be a social media influencer.
Yeah, one of the most fascinating things that the students, these are our bathrooms, okay? And the children, when we brought them in during construction, they said to us, "Where are the doors? There are no doors." And we were like, "You don't need doors because they go behind there." So in this way, and the tile, I have to tell you, is beautiful. We were very particular in the materials we bought and we had made. And you'll notice the tile comes up so that backpacks, when the kids rub against it or things like that, we don't have to worry about this. And these areas right here have been, for me, this was the biggest eye opener for me. If you'll see the hallways, how wide they are, we purposely did that. We have the bulletin boards and all this. We have our CTE programs are now in the building. So we have these. You have.
I think you hit your mute button, Superintendent. Let me see here. I didn't hit you.
There we go. But
Okay.
we have more of these areas. These areas are during lunchtime, and sometimes they don't want to go down to the cafeteria. They want to stay here. They work on their projects, and we purposely had the. Let me see if this one is Sully's room. Oh, she'll like that one. But let me see if I can show you something inside here. Oh, wait a minute. I do have a key. Well, I don't know how much time do I have here.
No,
Okay.
we're on your
There we go.
schedule.
Oh, Mr. Castor's in. Sorry, Mr. Castor. I'm online. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't know. He's busy working. I'm running around the building, but the building in itself is 164,000 square feet.
Almost as big as the new ballroom in Washington.
It could, well, I don't know if we're that big, and I don't think we have a lot of gold compared to that. But this is another great area. If you see those areas, areas during the school day, and then we got behind me, we have these throughout the building. So you see what's going on. You see classrooms, what we do as far as during the day, and the students. We actually have you seen our commercials? We went with commercials in the past month. We started to do our CTE programs on television so that others could be aware of it. But the students come out here, and in the beginning of the day at like 20 of 8, they're out here and they work at the tables. I have a teacher going by laughing at me because she sees on the screen. But you can see, so the teacher is in here, but they can see out here.
Yep.
So the students, if they need more room, if they want to talk to each other, if they want to have other conversations, once their task is given to them, they come out here. This was, for me, this was the shocker-roo. I was like, oh my goodness, what are they going to do? Are they really going to do work out here? And this is what, and then they use these boards, markers, and they write out what they're doing. And this, it's great. It's just great. And anyways, I can take a day and just, or I can take you an hour the next time. Maybe we don't talk and I just go through and explain the building. But it's a beautiful building, and we're very, very fortunate, the city of Newport and the taxpayers for letting us do this. So, and then we have great inclusive rooms, and then of course we have, there it is.
There it is.
It's going down. It's getting there.
Yeah.
And that's the building. Let me see if I have it in the picture. That's the building we're keeping. That's the NACTAC building. That houses automotive and cosmetology.
And those are up and running in that building now.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Those are running. And today was the first day for Seaside Cafe.
Oh, very nice.
So, yeah. So that opened. We already had people in there. We had a soft opening, very successful. And the cosmetology building and program is open as far as for customers. So we're getting there. So, all right.
It's come a long way. It looks like a great building. And there's no question that you have a bit of pride in what you in what you're showing.
No, definitely a team effort. This is a team effort. When you see the gym and everything else. No, I really should. Those are like the gym, the culinary cafe. I've had the restaurant group in here. I've had different agencies, from Food Works and others, but they've never seen a kitchen like this. They think they swear it's the best kitchen in Rhode Island, and it's for the students, which is even more impressive. That we want our students to have the best, so they can go right back into the industry when they leave us. So we're excited. All right. How long am I talking to you?
That's right.
How long is my spot here? I think I'm past that.
Yeah. So you don't have to respond to this, but I'm going to ask whether or not you have a reaction to what happened in Smithfield with the, you aware of the freshman football player, Jewish freshman football player, 5 seniors locked him in a bathroom and then sprayed Lysol through a grate, supposedly to somehow replicate what went on during the Holocaust. Superintendent of schools initially took the kids off the football team, but then reinstated them. And that has created a great deal of outrage certainly in the Jewish community and elsewhere over what had happened. I don't need you to respond because you don't have all the information. Nor do I, but it was just a little bit shocking to me to see all that.
Way to end on a positive note, Frank.
Well, it's an issue that I heard from someone else today telling me about another incident similar. It doesn't matter. Anti-Semitism, racism, Islamophobia, all of that doesn't belong anywhere in our society. Period. There's no second sentence to that.
No. I'm sorry to hear about that. I did not know about that.
Yeah, no, it's been percolating just the last couple of days.
Well,
Well,
if you're looking for something to do, and I am changing the subject, we have a cybersecurity pathways open house tonight at CCRI, starting at 5:30, 6 o'clock. If you want to learn more about cybersecurity, about the world we live in right now, and if you want to get a high-paying job when you get out of school, that's something. But you are correct, Frank. We do have to look at the world around us and how we address things like this.
Any other events or anything that people should know about?
Well, other than Seaside Cafe, that's been the talk all week, that being open. We have the first quarter's ending November 6th, and our next school committee meeting is the 13th in November. And then we have our NACTech open house for people on Saturday, November 15th. So there's a lot of things. November's going to be very busy. And I'm definitely going to take you all on a tour the next time. Okay. I'll take you down to the gym. You can see our Viking. We have a big Viking, everything. It's very exciting.
Maybe we'll have to do it in person, Frank.
That sounds good.
Oh, and then we can go to the Seaside Cafe.
Yes.
You can taste the food.
Yeah. And we can sign you up to be our future pen pal. All right.
Never know, do you?
Never know.
You never know.
Do the kids, all joking aside, I was thinking about pen pals because you were talking about the kids from Shimoda. With the internet these days, is there still in-person, like not handwritten pen pal?
I know, Ryan, I don't know about that. I do know they do this. They go on FaceTime and they do talk to each other this way. But about writing letters, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's so old school.
But it's always nice. You can keep them forever.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, Superintendent. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. See you in November, right around.
That was great.
All right. There you go. Right. Surprise. All right. Take care.
Yes, thank you. That is Newport School Superintendent Colleen Jermain. We appreciate her taking the extended time to give us a tour today, and that was fun, Frank. We see a little bit more of the school every month.
Yeah, and lots of good information today. I mean, I was very curious about the impact of SNAP. Really happy that the breakfast, lunch, and dinner programs are not affected in Newport as of yet, anyway. So that's great to hear. And it seems like a lot of things are going along pretty well. And the fact that also that there has been no incidents with ICE, that also is good to hear. Seems like things are going along okay.
And we'll keep an eye on the talks out of Middletown in Newport regarding regionalization. It's on, it's off, it's on and up, it's off. We'll try to keep up with it.
Sounds like my Baltimore Orioles baseball team, on and off, on and off.
There you go. All right, Mr. Prozitz. Well, we will talk to you again soon.
All right, thank you.
On behalf of Frank Prozitz, as well as myself and all of us here at What's Up Noop, we thank the Superintendent for taking the time to join us. She doesn't have to, but she does every single month for several years now. Before the next time, we'll have to count how many years or how many times she's done this with us, but we appreciate her taking the time. If you missed any portion of this conversation, want to watch it again, want to share it, all available on whatsupnoop.com. Thanks for watching.